Ninja and Flannel. What I've got here is my Dead Air Sandman S 30 cal suppressor. And I've had this a few years now, put about 4,000 rounds-ish of 223 through it, maybe 500 or 600 rounds of 7.62 by 39, and a couple hundred rounds of 308. I've put it on these three rifles behind me, as well as my pistol AK, and a few other things I've come across that I've selected on just for short periods of time. And it just runs perfect on everything. So I'm gonna give you guys a solid practical review. So if you're looking at buying one, you'll have hopefully all the information you need going into it. Before we get into the review, I wanna show you guys my homemade suppressor wrap. I built this for about $8, kind of drew up my own plans, found my own materials, and it's lasted the entire life of the can so far. Never burns up, never loosens, and it just holds pretty solid. So, I mean, I'm thinking of putting a video out about how to build these with links to all the materials and stuff. If you guys think that'd be useful, let me know in the comment section. And if you like this video, hit like and subscribe so you can see the video when I make it. All right, so first off, I want to show you what this looks like on a couple of different setups, as well as the different mounting options and muzzle devices that you have. So we're going to start off with our my 10.5 SBR. This is the Atlantic Dragon, the Chemo muzzle brake, and I actually really like this. A little more pricey than the Dead Airs, but it's pretty sweet. When this goes on, it snaps straight on with the little arrow. One solid motion, your suppressor's ready to rock. So. It's pretty stinking sweet. That's the 10.5 SBR. Here's the Desert Tech MDRX. I actually have it in 308 at the moment. This is Dead Air's 30 cal muzzle brake. So it's just a big 3-chamber. It is loud, but it works well. So same deal. Snaps right on. And there you go. The Springfield M1A. These are a little tricky because you got to adapt a lot of threads. I have a video about that if you're interested in that. And it's actually the same brake as the Desert Tech, so you don't really need to see that. It's pretty sweet. And lastly, I've got my my little pistol AK. Now this is the Dead Air's micro brake. Now the micro is actually, it's compatible with the Chemo stuff. Obviously, but it will also use, I believe, the Wolfman suppressor, and it's a 36 cal bore, so it opens up some more options that the other ones do not offer. So there's other stuff besides these as well, and there's more aftermarket stuff besides the Atlantic Dragon. I just haven't quite picked it up yet, so there you go. Some additional stuff, I've got the Dead Air e-brake, which just threads right in the end here, and it actually works really well as a flash hider and actually reduces some recoil. And I strongly recommend this. I love this thing. They're letting like 140 bucks, something like that. Excellent addition. It kind of functions as an additional baffle, gives you a little more suppression. Here's the standard 30 cal end cap, if you guys can see that. And so that's your option there. Now the other one you got, if you don't want to go with the e-brake route, you can buy their, this is a dedicated 223 end cap, but this is their flash hider one. It's got these little grooves and stuff. I can't believe how much work this does. It just really, it'll turn a little fireball to a tiny little spark with this. So it's about 100 bucks, but well worth it. And then here's your tool for taking all these caps in and out of the suppressor. It also, kind of fancy, it actually stores your spare caps in the back. That way you can lose both of them at the same time. Pretty cool. That's an additional muzzle brake. And then here is your, I don't have it in anything right now, but here's your Dead Air just 3-prong flash hider with the Chemo. So how does this just perform as a good suppressor? It's pretty stinking quiet. I got some subsonic 7.62 by 39, the 196 grain. Put it on my pistol AK there, adjusted the K&S piston, and it's real quiet, like hearing safe quiet, which is pretty cool. Now on these other three rifles, 308, 5.56, I mean, you're getting, it takes down your muzzle flash real good, gets rid of that concussion, but I mean, you got that sonic crack. it's still kind of loud. You got a heavier Pro and it's noticeable, but it does a really good job as just really knocking down the decibels. So I'm a huge fan there. Aside from sound, these are like indestructible. They're a little heavy. These weigh close to a pound, and which is pretty beefy, especially when you're holding it way out, like on the end of the M1A, you start to feel the weight. But they're indestructible, and I mean, you can have full auto rated. There's no barrel length restriction for any of the calibers, so you don't even got to think about it. You just slap it on your gun and full send. And if you do damage it, Dead Air will repair your entire can and send it back to you. Apparently they have one of the fastest turnaround times, and apparently if you damage it so much they can't repair it, I guess they can destroy the complete can and rebuild it with the same serial number. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it to be the case. So, pretty epic. So like I said before, this weighs close to a pound, which is not the lightest can on the market, but it makes up for it in other ways. Lengthwise, you're about 6 3/4 overall length, 8 inches with the e-brake. So the Sandman S, you get a lot out of this can, and keeping it in a decently small package. If you want something shorter with a little less decibel reduction, you can go with the Sandman K, which is a decent amount shorter, or you can go with the Sandman L, which is pretty long. But for just a normal shooter or someone like myself who likes to put on a lot of different stuff, the Sandman S seems to be the way to go. So to summarize it, this can is pretty much indestructible. You've got no barrel length restrictions. It's 30 cal on down. All kinds of different calibers you can put it on. Direct thread, lots of different quick mounting options. Full auto rated. Excellent warranty. It's pretty much